chat about all things Funko per usual. Hello, hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. It has been a whirlwind of a weekend for us. We were in a wedding. I was in a wedding party. Heather went to the wedding yesterday with me, and it was an entire day full of wedding-related things. Friday was wedding-related things as well. Absolutely incredible. Happy for my buddy, my best friend got married, so that was great. But now here we are, back on the Gastlecast YouTube channel, right where we belong, right? So, first thing I want to talk about, aside from the Funko stuff, which we'll get to, talking about this upcoming drop. I think it's this week or the following week. I don't even know. It's hard for me to keep up anymore. But it's the next NFT drop with all of the Disney characters. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why this is probably not a good thing, what's going on. So we'll get to that. I'm turning up the sound, Cowboy. Hopefully it's a little bit louder and it's better. But what I wanted to talk about was the documentary. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I received a bunch of comments, texts, messages, emails, all sorts of stuff from a lot of viewers out there telling us how much they enjoyed it. So I really appreciate that. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. There was a lot of work involved in that one. In the previous documentary that we created, I do not think I recorded as much or filmed as much. I definitely didn't capture as much. But the process of editing that one was a lot easier because of that. Because I didn't have so much footage to sort of scramble around through. So this time, it took me like double the amount of time in order to get the job done. But I'm glad it's completed. I will say that I feel like it's a step above the last one, but it still hasn't reached, I guess, the level that I want it to be on. I really want to do something really big next year. I'm going to work really hard at capturing it and filming it a certain way. This year, I sort of it was just everything, like, everything, what is it? How do they say it? Everything but the kitchen sink, something like that. I captured everything, and it was all sort of like random looking and everything. But I think it came out pretty good. Yeah, Nick. Thank you. Yeah, Nick is hilarious. Brian Barrick, both of those guys. I'll tell you, I thanked them in that video multiple times. But boy, they were amazing. Super helpful. Brian Barrick, if it weren't for him and the line control there, it would have been critical, critically bad. So the booth directly next to us. So if you were to look at our booth, the booth it was sort of on an end cap. That booth, they were like an art booth, so they had like these big art poster things. The first day that we had lines, the guy didn't say too much, but by the second day, we were being screamed at. In fact, I had New York Comic Con staff come over. They're like trying to pull me away during sales. I mean, it was a complete disaster. I am trying to sign and run the little machine so we can sell stuff and keep people happy. And they were not. This guy on the corner was not having it. And I totally understand. We were blocking, his booth or whatever. I totally get it. I just wish that it could have played out a little bit differently. But Brian Barrick was there. He was there to save the day, and we got it all situated. And our line control was great. It stopped at our booth, and then we ended up having a line that was like way far away. And so Brian kept having to bring them over in waves. It was insanity. But what a fun and interesting trip that was. Thank you guys again for watching. If you've watched, if you haven't watched, go and check it out. I'd like to hear your feedback. I love feedback. I think the feedback from our viewership has helped this channel tremendously, telling us the do's and don'ts that they'd like to see. Do we always follow those things? Maybe not. But there are some times that people will say, hey, there's these certain things that happen, and I like more of this, or I like less of that. And we try to bring what's in demand, over what isn't. So keep letting us know. I appreciate not even, feedback that has to be positive. If you have some negative feedback, hey, Chris, the documentary, volume was too low. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, let us know. Love to hear it. Yeah, thank you, Brian315. Yeah, Brian Barrick was he was incredible. And Nick, he was running the machine, keeping people like flowing, unbelievable. And Nick has never done any of that before. Like never. He's never done it. And Brian is just a con goer. He's not a con, worker or one of the booth guys. So the fact that they both were able to come in and immediately sort of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sort of like figure things out right away or meld into what we were trying to do or what we do was unbelievable. You'd think it would take like months or weeks or days even of training, but no, they got right to it just in a matter of minutes.
It was insane. And same thing happened with Eric and Amanda last year.
Yeah, those are great. Those guys are great too.
They've never done anything like that before, and they were all rock stars. By the way, hello, I'm so sorry. I was doing a little bit of research because Chris sort of threw something on me before this live. So we have some more to talk about, which is in regards to the cover photo. And I was trying to gather some data because he thought that I had data and I didn't. I was just talking about things that I had seen with him. I didn't actually do research at all because like Chris mentioned, we were preparing for the wedding and everything.
So just as a caveat to all this, I think we may have a video this week where we talk a little bit more in depth. Okay. So we do not have to dip our toes dip the whole foot in. We can just dip toes.
Well, it's hard for me to dip my whole foot in even if it's a full-size swimming pool because of how big they are.
Wow, you got yourself. How'd you burn yourself? I never watched anybody burn themselves.
I didn't wear my oven mitts. That's how.
That was pretty good.
So hold on. I did see that Martin asked if we can do the event in Manhattan. So we did the event in Manhattan last year, and it's just either it's too small or if there's a big enough place, it's too expensive. Like, there was a place that we had looked into that wanted to charge us, like, $16,000 for less than 100 people.
They think that we're, like, putting on, like, a wedding party or something.
It's so bizarre. Yeah. Like, it's very difficult to find a place to host something. Like, here, we would be able, like, there's the venue that we got married at hardly cost us anything.
Yeah.
It was, like, less than $2,000 just to rent the space.
Right.
Which... I mean, that's easy.
Right.
But yeah, it's very difficult to find a place. So
So we have to figure that out. I think we have to do a little bit of schoolwork on that.
Honestly, I like Jersey because it's not as congested. There are a lot more places with parking, and in my opinion, it's a lot easier to get around and less trafficky because the con is going on in New York City.
Right.
So the fact that we hosted this year in Jersey, it seemed to be convenient because it's not like we're hosting it like 45 minutes away from the convention. It's 15 tops.
So, quick question for you,
Me.
And I'm talking sort of in secret.
Mm-hmm.
Our exclusive for next year. Did we send off the mold yet?
We haven't even discussed that.
Okay.
We
all
can
right.
discuss this whole.
No. I was just asking. I was asking. I was just wondering because you're talking about it.
Well, you're insinuating we're gonna have a new mold, and that's something we haven't solidified.
Right.
So
that's what I'm at.
Don't take that to heart because it may or may not happen this coming year.
Yeah, but I would just say like be prepared for the unexpected. I always like to do something a little bit different for Comic-Con. This year, we didn't go too far different. Like the year before, we went really crazy with a brand new mold as a company that wasn't even a year old yet. But I think it went over well with the gargoyle.
Yeah.
But I think next year, I have a theming that I really want to stick to, and I think it'll be really cool if we can do it.
You're saying that, but we just had a meeting for a specific theme that has nothing to do with what you're thinking.
Right.
So it's just like, I don't want to muddy it. So we need to talk about it.
So next year, one big thing that I do want to do, hopefully we can find a place in which we can rent and not have another party happening where it's so loud, because while we were there, it was just unbelievable. It was like trying to throw an event at a concert. Is what it was like.
It was wild.
So next year, I want to have our own place, have our own people there. Try to make it where it's convenient to get to from Comic-Con. Can't make any promises, but I'm with Heather. New Jersey is probably our best way of doing it. And in addition to that, I want to have a possibly an exclusive figure that'll be associated with your ticket price that you can only get by going to the event. So I'm telling you that now. Will that actually happen? Who knows? We'll have to see what the future brings. But that's sort of the idea. You know, I want to make, as we grow Mischief Toys and do events and do all these really cool things, I really want to wrap, you know, really fun and interesting items into the things that we do. So more to come about that. If I may ask, may I know how you think this drop will perform? We'll get right into that.
Oh, I was about to go ahead and answer it, but I'll scratch my head instead.
Yeah, we'll get right into that because I do want to discuss it. That's really important. Donald Lomax is here. Hey, and Zach Bonifer, I saw you. No, I do not have my lightsaber to swing around during the live. Will this month's call be before or after Christmas? Oh,
before, for sure.
It'll be before. So before okay, thank you for bringing that up, Dean. I'm glad you brought that up now.
We'll make a post. We have to look at our calendar. There's quite a few factors that'll go into this.
Yeah, I'm thinking not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after, maybe.
I don't think so.
No?
Oh,
is that our party?
That's why I'm
saying. Yeah, you're right.
Not
Shit.
talk.
Yeah, so we're in a weird bind because we have a Christmas party to get to, but I definitely want to make sure it's done before Christmas time. I think that's a smart move. Boy, we only have 3 weekends left. So, okay.
It'll have to be this Saturday. It's this Saturday.
Yeah.
This Saturday's our Patreon call.
Yeah, this Saturday might be the Patreon call, guys. So be prepared,
no,
patrons.
It is.
Yeah,
December
I think it's
9th.
going to have to be. December 9th, it'll be this weekend. Yeah, we'll make something up. Thank you for bringing that up. We've been swamped in just everything. So it's hard to keep up right now. It's been really tough ever since New York Comic Con. It's been really tough. Yeah, so anybody who's in the New Jersey, New York area, close, I'm looking for a place close to Comic Con. If you come across something,
no, I've got research.
No, I know, but I'm just saying if somebody out there knows something and you want to share it with us, please feel free to do so. I'm
okay,
open
hold
to
on,
anything.
hold on.
You know?
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna share a place, can you please make sure it's not like $15,000+ before you share it? Because there were a lot of recommendations that we got, and they were all obscene.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I understand. Can you talk about that parking spot from the documentary for a minute? That parking spot.
So
that was insane.
Believe it or not, somebody mentioned, well, this is why my vehicles have backup cameras. That beeping noise you heard was the backup camera. The backup camera didn't do shit in this scenario because we needed side cameras.
The backup camera is in the video.
That's
in
what
the
I just said.
No, I'm saying the beeping wasn't the only thing. I have videos.
Did you?
Yeah, you videoed the backup camera.
I don't even remember seeing
it was in it.
But yeah, it didn't help because the problem wasn't what we're gonna hit behind us. It was what's on the side of us.
Right.
You can't. Almost every single time, actually, I think it was every single time we had to back up into that parking space. There were 2 people outside of the vehicle trying to maneuver it.
Right.
It was it was just
a disaster.
awful. So I think the communication issue with the parking spaces definitely had to do with the fact that we rented 2 apartments because the owner assumed that I meant 1 parking space per apartment. He didn't realize I needed 2 for one and then 1 for another, so 3 in total. And I should have been more clear. I've learned very quickly that when I ask questions, in my mind, I know what I'm talking about, but I like to get my words out really fast, and an answer really fast, so I don't say, hey, by the way, and then explain the whole scenario. It's hey, I need 2 parking spaces. Yeah. So,
Well, now we know for the future, right? We know to have more of a conversation and
what's I about to look up?
I don't know. What about a Ghastly Chris figure? I don't know if people would like that. Maybe. Just trash an Airbnb with a night of mischief party. That's pretty good. The Disney fans would swamp this NFT drop. Probably. The exclusive lock is freaking terrible. Okay, we're going to get all that. Can talk about... Okay, parking space... Let's see. Can you guys... Oh, this is what I wanted to get to. Can you guys make a Ghastly Christmas ornament? That's a good question, Zachary. I have actually thought a little bit about all of that. Is it coming this year? No, we're not doing that this year. But that could be definitely a future thing. I like the idea. I think the idea is really fun to do something of a Christmas ornament. Maybe it's just Ghastly's head hanging, where it's like an old school looking, where it's like really reflective and shiny. I think that would be fun. Have you decorated your Christmas tree yet? No. We haven't touched our Christmas tree. We promised my son that we would put it up with him. So we're actually trying to wait so we can have him with us to do so. Yeah, the Patreon call is this Saturday. I'm sorry. I know it's last minute, Golter, but, it's a real time crunch right now considering what's going on, with Christmas coming up. It's a lot. Heather says, Ray, you're here. You're asking about the cufflinks. So, no, I didn't take the cufflinks because we were given cufflinks for the wedding that were specific to us. It actually had my last name, so it had G on it. But the cufflinks, the groom did not make sure that the cufflinks fit in the shirt. So when we were at in the morning of, I'm inside the room with him, and those cufflinks didn't fit. He said, yeah, don't worry about the cufflinks. They don't fit.
Oh, my God.
So,
I could have brought you the cufflinks.
I know. It was all screwed up. Now, come on. That whole day was a mess. Are you kidding me? You couldn't have brought me anything. It was a disaster.
Would we say that Mischief Toys and Gastlecast Patreon is more connected now? I don't know what that means. We don't have a Mischief Toys Patreon. For now, we do have a lot of information about Mischief Toys on the Gastlecast Patreon. I am, like, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it without talking to Chris, but it is an odd thing because I'm trying to separate Mischief Toys from Gastlecast, but Chris isn't quite ready to let that happen.
No, so the reasoning.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
So for the time being, Mischief Toys is connected with Gastlecast Patreon. I do believe there will become a point in time where we do not discuss the future of Mischief Toys on Gastlecast Patreon. I don't know if that will happen or when that will happen. But that's my hope, only because I want Mischief Toys to grow outside of Gastlecast. I don't want people to feel like they need to be a fan of Gastlecast in order to be a fan of Mischief Toys.
I personally think is a horrible idea. So the reason why Gastlecast and Mischief Toys, it's so important that Gastlecast exists for Mischief Toys, is Gastlecast is a marketing platform for Mischief Toys. So the reason why all the things that go on, including on Patreon and everything. Okay, here's how I want you to play this in your mind. Think about all of the toy companies that you purchase from. Let's talk about Funko and all the little guys. All the little guys. I don't have to say their names out loud. Think about all of them, right? The reasoning that Gastlecast, and if you're a Gastlecast fan and you started collecting Mischief Toys, you feel probably more connected because when you come here and watch us on Gastlecast, we talk about Mischief Toys, you feel more connected to the character Ghastly, to the character the Monstro possibly. I think that connection with our channel is unlike anything else that exists on any platform. I think we're doing something entirely different. I hope that one day somebody looks back on toy company building operations and they see the way that we have done things because it is so far different from a lot of what other people are doing. And I think that's sort of and I'm not taking this as I'm the brilliant one, but I'm saying the brilliance is there that this is how we've done it. And I think it's accidental brilliance. I think Heather's obviously the brilliant one in all this. I'm the one that kind of throws out these crazy ideas and she brings them to life. But I think that when we go on Patreon and all of our patrons are there, we're there live, we're all chatting, we're having a good time, and I can say, here's a new here's a new Mischief Toys thing, right? Here's a picture of something that's coming up, or here's a brand new figure, or here's this, or here's that. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? It really helps Mischief Toys, it helps us, Mischief Toys, understand that if, one, the trajectory that we're taking is a smart one, if it's going to work for us, and kind of get a tap into the market, the community, to find out, is this going to be something that becomes more, is it going to work for us or not? or is it a shot in the foot? And there have been times where people have approached me and said, whatever, this thing that you talked about, this might not be that great. Maybe you should rethink this or rethink that, or that's awesome. I love this. This is amazing. I would say we mostly get a lot of positive feedback when we do stuff on Patreon. And I think that connection, if you're a Mischief Toys fan, collector, and you love this channel, I recommend that you do join Patreon for that reason, because you get a taste of both of those things. Not only do you get to talk to Heather and I, and we get to have discussions, we get to do these giveaways, we also show you Mischief Toy stuff, and sometimes we go a little bit behind the scenes, a little bit more behind the scenes than the podcast and this channel combined. You get stuff that you're not going to hear for like maybe sometimes weeks, months, maybe even a year. So I think I understand where Heather's coming from with that, because at some point they do have to separate. But I think in terms of how big we are currently, it works, because the marketing aspect of Mischief Toys is this. This is where Mischief Toys started. We started it by giving away stickers. I don't know if anybody's here right now, if you've been here long enough, where we gave away free Ghastly stickers. They were squares. It was my little hand-drawn Ghastly. I basically had them made somewhere. I can't remember where they were made. Maybe with Steve's company. And they printed them all out, and they chopped them. I think I had to cut them all. And then I had those stickers, and on the lives, I would say, hey, if you want a Ghastly sticker, let me know, blah, blah, blah. Or if you want to win one, blah, blah, blah. And we would have these like little giveaway things. And then I would send the sticker out, and people were happy. They were, oh, this is really cool. I love this. And from that point, we made the pins, and the rest is history. So I think it's an important marriage between Gastlecast and Mischief Toys, but I do think, as Heather mentioned, that it will break up at one point, because Gastlecast, I don't know what'll happen. I feel like we'll be around, but I think it'll be in a different capacity. Gastlecast may turn into something else, or it might evolve. And then Mischief Toys, that trajectory will be something else. Because, look, the truth is that doing everything that we do here with Gastlecast, Mischief Toys, right? It's so much work. And a lot of people that, a lot of you guys out there watching right now, you guys know, I mean, through all the things that we do, we talk about it quite often. And we try not to talk about it in such a boring way where you guys are tired of hearing us complain and bitch about how hard all this is. But realistically, it is. We work our day jobs. We have Gastlecast and Mischief Toys, putting out daily content, putting out figures, as often as we do, and everything else. It's a lot of work. So at some point, we have to change how things go. I was thinking with this channel, at some point, we may go from doing channel, like videos, like full out videos, sometimes during the week. And then in addition to that, we'll do like those shorts. And then we'll have shorts, like kind of throughout the week, like on days that we don't have full on videos. So I think that would be fun. I think it would call people to come and watch Gastlecast, watch our full length videos, and I might even put together longer, more interesting videos that's maybe different from the content that we've created so far. So Patreon is one of the best things about all of this. I don't live close enough to be able to visit, so those lives are the best thing. I couldn't be happier to support you guys. Thank you so much, Star.
Well,
yeah.
Star, actually you do. I learned from New York Comic Con that you do live close enough to fly and visit. So just
right.
Keep that in mind.
Right.
We love you.
But yeah, I think I said everything I needed to say about that. Gastlecast and Mischief Toys, they just go well together, and we're gonna keep that path open for now. And look, Patreon this weekend, we'll have our next call. It'll be an absolute friggin' blast. Giveaways, I got giveaway stuff at the wazoo. By the way, earlier this week, who sent us all this stuff? Was that Brad? Was it Brad Landis?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Brad Landis sent us all this stuff. By the way, don't feel like that because sometimes I'm a forgetful piece of crap. But we get so many boxes and things coming through, it's hard to keep up with who's sending what. But Brad Landis sent us like this Office mystery box. I got this mystery box, this mystery box, this mystery box, this mystery box, and this mystery box. And we're going to give away all of these during our Patreon call this weekend and more. I mean, this isn't it. This is just part of what we're going to be giving away. I have some fun ideas for this particular giveaway. Oh, there's another box over there to give away. I can see it, but I can't reach it. So we'll be giving away all sorts of fun stuff this Patreon call, so make sure you tune in. We might even have some Mischief Toys related gear that we give away as well to say happy holidays to all who are involved with Patreon. I think that will be fun. Maybe even a couple AP things. Maybe some signed stuff. So patreon.com/Gastlecast. Go and try it out. Okay. Let's get in. Or Heather's. Oh, you know what? Heather's in the midst of.
Oh, motherfucker.
No, you didn't. Oh, did it save?
Yes, it
Get
did.
out of here. Jeez, I didn't think that was going to happen.
I'm shocked.
Golter, yeah. In fact, I just want all of the patrons to know that I just packed up all of the giveaway items from the last call, which has now been a couple weeks ago. I apologize how slow we are with this, but our house is a disaster.
And
Our house
listen,
is a disaster.
Yeah, it really is. And I am really bad. So a lot of patrons are so amazing and do their own giveaways, and I don't send over addresses until I'm actually like printing labels myself, just because it's so hard for me to navigate and get everyone's addresses. So please be patient with me. I will get those to the people who did give stuff away. I promise. It's just like Chris mentioned, we don't have much time, so sometimes we're a bit laggy. So those are coming soon.
But we're not too laggy. I mean, it's okay. All right.
We got a couple of questions. So someone earlier asked if we do an SDCC party. No, we do not attend SDCC. We are on the East Coast. One day we would love to, but there is no time in the near future where we have that planned. And I don't even know if we would go as Mischief Toys or if we would just do SDCC as Chris and Heather. So take that as you will. And we had another question. What was it? Oh my God.
Sean McLaughlin is asking Coven Drop. So yes, we have a Coven Drop coming before the year's over.
And
so I can announce that.
Yes.
Happily.
When we cannot tell you.
Yes, it's still being worked out.
All Coven members will receive an email. Coven membership. We do not typically announce what we are doing within the Coven publicly on social media, just to avoid confusion. So
right.
Anyone who is in the Coven needs to ensure that they are signed up for our emails.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else asked a question.
Okay.
Or said something.
Well, you look around. How's the warehouse coming along? We had a gentleman that came over. It's a friend of my family. He came over and was taking a look at what we want to build, where we want to build it, so on and so forth. And we're waiting for some more information back, and hopefully we can get the shovel into the ground and get this thing started. Hopefully sooner rather than later, because we really need it, guys. I can't tell you how insane this house is right now. There are boxes literally everywhere. And, a lot of people, talking about the orange gargoyle ghastly, that thing is such a pain in the butt because since we can't, sell them, they're just in boxes throughout our entire house right now. So we have to figure that out soon too. We have an idea for the orange gargoyle ghastlies, and we'll get to that hopefully soon, very soon. Of course, BM Video. Of course. Happy to do it.
I got it.
Sure.
So someone asked if we will be at New York Comic Con this coming year. Can confirm we want to be. Can also confirm we have not yet paid for a booth. We're waiting for more information. Gavin, anything that happens for the Coven will always be under the Coven tab. There will never be a drop for the Coven outside of the Coven tab. So anything such as an early drop, Coven exclusive, etc., will always be under the Coven tab. The Coven tab is specifically there for Coven members. You must be logged into your Coven account to see that tab. So anything Coven in the Coven tab, period, period, period.
100%. Okay. Steven Sklansky, we don't know what to do yet. We're still trying to figure out what the hell we're going to do with those figures. It's a mess. It's a real big mess. Okay.
Where?
Simpsons did a podcast.
Oh,
Can they be fully repainted? We're looking into our options.
We are not going to answer any questions about those gargoyles, so please don't ask. It puts us in a weird spot where we're sort of just like, we have plans. We're not discussing those plans, but we're trying to figure that out. That's it.
Right.
That's all.
Okay, let's talk about the cover photo story.
Okay.
So, I guess some point last week, was it Friday? I was wrapped up in all this wedding crap. So it was hard for me to even see what the hell was going on in the Funko world. But Heather messaged me and she says, hey, basically, there's a Disney drop and here's all the information in it. And she said, well, it's going to be like drop exclusive. And I'm like, drop exclusive? That's kind of weird. And so apparently it isn't going to go up on this. It's not allowed. They're not allowed. I guess the NFTs cannot go up on the secondary market like Atomic Hub. Is that true?
Yes, it is drop marketplace only for secondary.
So
There's a lot of problems with that, but it's also better in certain ways, if that makes sense. Maybe, possibly, sort of.
Well, so they're cornering the market there again, where it's basically like, you must come to us, you must spend. So it's for them to make all the monies. And
which is good for them.
Well, it is good for, of course it's good for them. As a business, it is good for them.
And I'm happy for Drop for doing that, but the problem is they're still under Funko's rule. And being under Funko's rule is not good for Drop, because I'm going to be very blunt with you all. Funko calls all the shots with Drop. Drop basically has their customer service, but they do not choose what can be done as far as drops go. Like, Drop only has a say in their own product and how they handle their own product. Funko has all of the say with what Funko does, or with what Drop does on any Funko NFT drop. So things get, like, really messed up, and Drop is basically the fall guy, right? So it sucks, because we have mentioned before, we have worked with Funko in the past for a drop. And well, hold on. See, I just said that Funko has full say with what Drop does with Funko stuff, but that's not true. Funko had a hand in the NDA that we had to sign for the Drop monsters. That was a Funko NDA.
Oh, right.
So they have complete hold over Drop. I didn't even put two and two together until just now.
Oh, right.
They have complete hold over Drop.
Right.
And those NDAs are brutal. There are certain things you can say, you cannot say, you can do, you cannot do. I mean, they have to, like, you have to follow very strict guidelines when working with Funko. So I can understand why Drop are the fall guys, but I don't like it because it's unfair for Drop, because they're trying to do something and build their brand, but I feel like if they're having to give poor customer service based off of what Funko wants and not based off of what Drop wants, that's a tricky situation.
Yeah.
Because they look bad when it's not them. They're just yes mastering to Funko.
Right.
It's stupid.
So we've been saying this for a long time. A lot of people yell and disagree with us, but Drop is at the mercy of Funko. So therefore, Funko makes all these rulings and they tell you all the things you can and cannot do. And Drop, I think, is almost like the fall guy. And I hate seeing that. They get beat up a lot.
Well, I beat them up too because.
But they're not the ones shipping out the materials, correct?
Correct.
Right.
Funko does
so
that.
Drop is the digital side.
Yes, Drop only handles the digital stuff, and they do customer service, but they say things that Funko wants them to say. But on the flip side, what I don't like about Drop is that they talk in their Discord, and sometimes I feel like they, like, the one thing that really frustrated me when that NFT pop was found at Marshall's, which still hasn't been proven or disproven, so right now it's allegedly, although I'm believing more, I lean more towards the side of it did happen. Now, if Funko sent it is a whole different story. But
because we have trusted sources.
Yeah, there's no reason for the person who posted it to lie. It's not like they're a YouTube channel like us, or they're like a Funko leaker, or whatever. Right. It's just a regular person. Their profile was just like, not even anything Funko.
A guy.
Yeah, it's just a guy. Like, why would he
he's
lie?
He's not looking. He wasn't looking
for any sort of like fame or anything. And
right.
even so, you don't really get that from finds like that.
Right.
So,
like, I don't think he even wanted to be revealed, right?
I don't think he didn't want to be revealed. It was probably just one of those things where he like sent it to whoever, and then they asked like, "Hey, do you want to remain anonymous or not?" And he was probably like, "I don't care." Okay. You know, I don't know. But it's really frustrating because, like, we, being on YouTube and being in front of a camera, we get people who agree with us and people who disagree with us, and some people who disagree in a very nasty way, where, you know, you can just say, like, hey, I disagree, this is why, but people are like, you two are fucking stupid, you're cringe, blah, blah, blah. When we talk shit about Machine Gun Kelly, I believe someone said something like, Machine Gun Kelly's done more than anything you two will do. Well, okay. I'd rather be unknown or known for something positive than doing whatever the fuck Machine Gun Kelly does.
Well, he's not Machine Gun Kelly anymore. He's Machine.
What is he? Machine? Yeah, whatever. Machine of shit. Anyway, come after me, Machine Gun Kelly fans. But, point is, I feel like in that situation, Patrick's comment on Discord, I don't know if he was being serious or not.
In reference to what? In
reference to that would never happen.
Oh, the Marshall.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Chris viewed that comment as oh, that I don't believe that would ever happen. But I viewed it as, no, this absolutely did not happen. So it can be interpreted in different ways,
right.
And I don't agree with anyone saying anything like that, even if it's in their own Discord channel, unless it's a very clear that absolutely fucking did not happen. I don't know.
Well, I know. I think that he's saying that because they don't know enough about the physical side of it, right?
So I know, that's my point. Why say anything?
So they only know what they know, and I think Funko has enough. There's enough legalities in the way, and enough of the do's and the don'ts, and Drop follows all the do's and the don'ts. They have to, otherwise they wouldn't be able to work with Funko.
Right, but
so he's basically saying, dude, out of all the things that I know about how they handle things, there is no way in hell that would ever happen. And all he's doing is protecting his own stuff. And who could be upset with him over that? I can't. He's just like, I don't think this would ever happen. And of course,
I know, but if it's open to interpretation, I just don't feel like he, as somebody who has such a strong hand in Drop, should have said anything.
Right.
You know?
Okay. I got you.
Let people speculate or speak if it's an absolute yes or an absolute no.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Like it just felt like weird.
Right.
And that's what I don't like about this whole thing. There's not enough transparency. There's not enough, like, black and white. It's always, like, so convoluted.
Well, we tried to go through the legalities of the whole, you know, the terms and conditions and everything in a recent video, and we read a lot. Heather read a lot. We sat here in front of the camera and read a lot. It was like an hour and a half long of us reading. Of course, we didn't post all that. I had to cut it up. But reading through it all, we just started to realize that it's almost like you'd have to bring a lawyer into it and have them break it all down to make sense of it, because I couldn't really find the $30 credit thing. So like that kind of a thing, like how you're supposed to get your money back, all the legal stuff. And I'm sure there has to be legal jargon about all of this, because you're talking about physical NFT. Like Funko doesn't go into something as a 2 point however many $1 billion or 1 point whatever $1 billion company and not do that sort of research. Obviously they have to do that, and obviously they have lawyers to do so. They have legal counsel. So I can't find it. I'd love to find it to understand it, but the $30 credit, because Dean Blockley said something, $30 credit is unbelievable. I can't even believe that's a thing. And they're like, well, if you don't want the Grim Reaper Freddy Funko, send it back and we'll give you a $30 credit. Are you fucking kidding? Like, what are you talking about? You're sending the wrong items to paying customers, and these paying customers are going out and spending their hard-earned money to buy this stuff on the secondary market. This is ridiculous. So if they screw up, okay, so here's one of the points I wanted to make. Again, we might make a video that's a little bit more condensed about this and a little bit more form-fitting.
Yes, and not so convoluted.
Not so convoluted. But this is more of an idea, is kind of throwing it around right now, I guess. If this type of thing happens on the drop marketplace, and it's drop only, and people are receiving 2 of the same pop when they should have received pop A and pop B, and then they're offering a $30 credit, you got a really big problem.
A huge problem.
Because people are going to be spending money on their marketplace to buy these pops, right? Those NFTs. And so if somebody goes and buys,
directly making money.
Bingo. So if they go and buy, say, the Grail for $300, this is the biggest. So this was the biggest part of it when I heard about this drop marketplace sort of stepping in for this Disney thing.
I just realized we haven't had dinner.
Well, I mean, we had that thing. We ate that, whatever that thing was. That Costco thing. Anyway, now you got me thinking about dinner.
Sorry. Okay.
Stop. So anything happens, something happens on marketplace like that, and they offer a $30 credit. Somebody's got to do something. Something's got to happen. That's a lot.
You brought up a very good point, and we'll probably bring this up in the video. We have to. But you brought up a very good point. If this might actually protect people who are purchasing on the aftermarket, because now Drop can't put the blame on Funko, because realistically the blame does fall on Funko. I mean, I know that for a fact. Right?
Well, a lot of people like to say that Funko owns Drop, but I don't.
I believe that, I can't quite remember. I think that they have a big stake in Drop, but I don't think they fully own Drop. Yeah, I'll have to look more.
Somebody
into
commented, and I replied, and I said, "Well, they don't own," and because it was like a blurb I had found.
It's not like how Funko owns.
They came back with this comment. I wish I would have saved it now, but it was more. This blurb that they shared was like, "Oh yeah, Funko owns Drop." So I don't know where they got the blurb. I'd like to know a little bit more about that. By the way, if anyone didn't see, it's possible to get con sticker pops from the $5 mystery box. Nathan Boughton says, $5 mystery box? Is there a $5 mystery box? I'm not sure. Not surprised if Funko is selling mystery boxes and you can get con stickered pops. So I would suggest that con sticker versus.
Remember?
Was it?
Remember? Because they were selling that mystery box and it was cheaper than the shipping you paid.
So I wouldn't even con sticker versus the at home stickers. To me, don't even matter anymore. It used to matter way back when. That was before they started confusing at home and at con. So people are ordering from Funko.com and they're getting con stickers all the time.
Or if you go to a con,
they might have a shared sticker.
You might get a shared sticker.
Yeah.
Or Funko employees, you'll see them doing sticker replacements.
Yep.
Yeah, putting the con sticker over top of the shared sticker. It's a whole mess. But to your point, I feel like this might actually protect buyers, because if someone purchases on the Drop marketplace, obviously Drop is going to have full access to what somebody paid for the item. So something needs to be done.
Andrew Franklin left the most bizarre comment, and hold on, I got to unpack this one. It's just Mickey Mouse Pops. Ain't nobody forced to buy them? Well, nobody said anybody was forced to buy anything. What are you talking about? So what we're saying is,
I think people get
hold on. No,
okay.
Hold on, stop. So we're saying people who buy them. This is what we're talking about. This is an issue for the people who purchase them. We're not talking about just I'm not saying that you're forced to buy them. I'm saying that if you do buy them, there could be issues. In fact, it's not really issues for the purchaser. It's really the issues for Drop and Funko, and to see how that all works out. Because if they misstep, and which I would imagine that they have their butts covered, but no one's really gone after Funko or Drop. So one thing Heather did find, remember that blurb you found that they can't take them to court?
Yes.
They're not allowed to have a class action lawsuit. You can't have a class action lawsuit against them.
So come to find out, you sort of may be able to.
Oh my God, really?
So this comes from somebody who has firsthand experience. An important distinction regarding arbitration. The agreement is made between both parties to go through the arbitration process, not to agree to any suggested remedies offered during the process. If arbitration is unsuccessful, meaning no remedy can be agreed on, then that specific person can bring a lawsuit forward. This doesn't address the idea of a class action settlement, but I don't know anything about that specifically.
Okay.
So if people do not agree on, if the parties don't agree on whatever is within that arbitration, then you can do a lawsuit. But I don't I don't know at what point is that determined.
How many issues do we have to have with this whole Drop NFT thing? Like, this is crazy.
It is.
I can't. By the way, somebody commented or shared something the other day. It was like comments from somewhere, and it's people still not understanding what NFTs are.
It's all the time.
Pops are
no matter what happens, until they themselves create something that is like a simple bulleted step by step and like a very simple FAQ and have it organized in such a way where it's easy to understand, there will still be that confusion.
Well, we talked to we talked
the fucking president of the entire world. I know there's no such thing, but if there was a president of the entire world and they got up and they went on TV and radio and everybody had to view and listen to it and explained what Funko NFTs were, people still wouldn't fucking understand.
It's true.
I guarantee it. Because people just I think this whole situation is very difficult. I think it's very difficult to understand all of the rules. And let's talk about one of the biggest issues with this drop marketplace. So with Atomic Hub is the secondary market currently for Funko NFTs. And now they're bringing in Drop Marketplace. So I want to talk first about Atomic Hub.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sign up for a wallet, which is a fucking headache in itself.
Mm-hmm.
When we got it, we were lucky enough to get it early enough to where it was free. You could get a Atomic Hub wax wallet for free. And you just signed up. Well, now you have to buy crypto from like somewhere, create your wax wallet. And buying crypto is just a whole thing in itself. And I know there's a lot of people who understand it and know how to do it. And they're like, oh, it's so easy. I get it. It's easy for you. But we're relatively tech savvy, and we've only been able to get it to go through with our bank one time, period.
Right.
One time ever. And we've tried multiple times. Our bank just is not interested. And we live in a state where it is not restricted. So our bank that we use doesn't allow us to purchase wax. So that's a problem. There's a lot of banks that are not allowing this, and also there are states that restrict the purchase of wax. So I'm going to go down the list and of states that are not able to buy wax. You've got New York, Connecticut, New Mexico, Washington, Hawaii, Alabama, Vermont, Florida, Alaska, and Nevada.
Okay.
Now, that is an issue because when buying things on Atomic Hub, you need to buy wax. And if you can't get wax because you live in one of those states, there is a solution. You find a friend that you trust within the community who does not live in one of those states to purchase you wax and transfer it to you. So that is amazing. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 states that are restricted.
Jeez.
So with that being said, there are only 4 states that are restricted in purchasing crypto or being able to do transactions on Drop Marketplace.
Wow.
So those 4 states are Alaska, Hawaii, and New York, which 3 of those 3 are also unable to buy wax. But like I mentioned, they're able to get wax transferred to them on Atomic Hub.
Okay.
So those 3 states, Alaska, Hawaii, and New York, are joined by Minnesota as the 4th state who cannot participate in buying and selling on Drop Marketplace.
Okay.
So with that being said, from what I understand, and this was literally like 10 minutes of my time I took, so I might be a little bit off, but the crypto that Drop Marketplace uses is USDC, and you cannot transfer USDC from one wallet to another wallet. You have to purchase it on like Coinbase or another app where they allow sales of USDC. And from what I found on Coinbase, you cannot purchase USDC in New York, Hawaii, Louisiana, or Texas.
Well, hold on. So Nick Mastromiko is saying he has purchased wax before. You have Alabama on there.
That's just what I read from a quick search. I don't know. And it might have been specific to whatever like website I was reading from. So like if it's restricted on one, it might not be restricted from another. I'm just going off a quick Google search. Before we do our video this week, I will do more research. So I'm not entirely sure if like how accurate all of this is, but I did find that USDC restrictions are New York and Hawaii, which New York and Hawaii can't buy wax and they can't buy and sell on Drop Marketplace. So Louisiana and Texas are also restricted from buying USDC elsewhere, but it seems like they are not restricted for Drop Marketplace.
Interesting.
So it's really bizarre. But I feel like for people who live in New York and Hawaii specifically, it will be extra difficult because it seems like New York and Hawaii are restricted from everything.
Right.
So that's all the information I found so far. I do want to dig a lot deeper into this. So if someone understands the Drop Marketplace more than I do, and cryptocurrency and things like that, and you feel like it and you have some free time, I would really appreciate an email, and it would be even more helpful with like little snippets and like sources, just so things can be confirmed. Like I mentioned, those states that I just read off, that was like a super quick Google search, but yeah, you cannot transfer USDC from Drop Marketplace wallet to Drop wallet. So this,
right.
I think, is a problem.
Rando Collectibles, don't you think Funko are just about done as a collectible, NFT included? I really think they're hanging on with the skin of their teeth nowadays. So I think Funko, what their real idea, I think their idea really, and we've talked about this.
Hold on, did I say Bitcoin?
No. Somebody else said it.
Oh, okay.
No, somebody else said it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was deleted. But we've talked about this extensively over many videos and lives and everything else. But I think Funko is taking sort of this, we're going to become a toy company approach. And it's more about being a toy company versus being a collectible company. But I think the collectible aspect is still there. They just don't highlight it as much as they once did. And the reason why that is because if they continue to be a collectible company doing numbered collections and so on and so forth, or numbered collectibles, they can't make as much money. So if they can mass produce something, mass producing meaning a lot, right? They have to make thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands sometimes, depending on what they're making. They want to make a lot of revenue. So they're making all the things and they're sending them all over the world practically, or all over the U.S. at least, and selling all the things. And they want to be this toy company that you know and love. You walk into a toy store, or they don't really exist anymore, but you walk into a store, you see a big Funko sign, and they want that Funko sign to call you in to buy toys. It used to be collectibles. Everybody's running around trying to get the latest Funko Pop, and they want to add it to their collection. I don't think Funko's looking at it like that as much anymore. I think they really want to go on this toy company trajectory. And you can't really hate them for it. I mean, I know we all kind of were bummed out about that, because we know who Funko was, and what we really liked about Funko is that it was a collectible company. But as everything else in the world, an evolution kind of occurs. And for them to be a big business, a big name, they want to be a big Hasbro, Kenner, or is it Kenner even around anymore? But like a Hasbro type name, like a big name like that, Mattel. In order to do that, they have to sell more product. They got to make more product. And my thought was, why not separate Funko Pop, Funko Soda, and anything of the like separate? And so you have Funko, big Funko. And then you have this arm. This is our collectible division. These are all the collectible things. And then you have all these other arms that are like Funko toys, right? So we're more toy focused. Maybe we're focusing Funko Kids, so you're focusing on children, right? You have children toys. You have Funko Games, which is never highlighted, but it's fantastic. Funko Games is really, really great. They put out really good stuff. Obviously now they're doing their Mondo stuff, so that's a collectible thing. But that's a higher end collectible. So you're buying 6-inch Master of the Universe figures and stuff. I think if Funko sort of focused that and said, let's keep doing this whole collectible thing and having that arm and having it really strong and doing limited pieces and doing limited stuff on Funko.com. And I mentioned this too. I'm saying a lot, but I mentioned it in the past. They should do some sort of series, like link on Funko.com. So in other words, it's like a whole other thing. You click the link or the button on the website, and it takes you to like this collectibles like page. And you can buy specialized things from that page, and they're limited and so on and so forth. I think that would be really cool. It would really keep the engagement of us collectors, what we know and love about Funko, there, without having to sacrifice being a toy company. But what do I know?
Well,
I'm just the a-hole from Gastlecast.
No.
Right? So
how long have we been collecting? Nearly a decade we have been collecting Funko Pops. Next year will be 10 years.
Really?
10 years,
Jesus,
yes.
that's a long time.
10 years that we have been collecting Funko. 10. We have seen them go from like this crazy highly sought after collectible. I remember walking into stores and asking, hey, do you have this Funko Pop? And they're like, what's a Funko? And to like everybody knowing their name. We used to sit in line outside of stores with like a ton of other people.
Right. But it was great
for the hottest drops, right? What they've done with their limited collectibles, they've turned them into these NFTs. That's where a majority of their LE pieces go. And, one can argue, oh, well, they have the LE3000 Loungefly. LE3000 is not as LE as Funko seems to think it is.
Right.
I mean, they generally like throw a metallic shine on it or put some fucking glitter on it. Who cares? With NFTs, a lot of times they're using new molds.
Right.
And doing cool things. Now, granted, we have had a lot to say about a lot of their drops. Like, I am not fond of this Disney drop. And by the way, I saw someone comment that this drop was most likely Disney's doing. No, it wasn't Disney's doing. This drop specifically, I believe, had to do with the person who was in charge of choosing the NFT pops. I can't speak on that for a fact for this specific drop. but I know that Brian Mariotti single-handedly played a huge role in choosing the NFT pops. Take that as you will. Is he as terrible as we all think he is? Yeah, probably. I mean, who picks dumb shit like that? This drop
You're talking about dumb shit like the Mickey Mouse stuff?
Yes, it is so bland. They could have done so much with Disney.
Well, remember, that's probably a licensing thing,
No, it is
right?
not. I'm telling you, this drop is not a licensor thing.
Okay.
Yes, Disney has a lot of say in things, I'm sure.
Well, you're saying not. Okay.
But I do know a lot of times Funko will pitch stuff and then the licensor will either say yes or no. You know what would have made great NFT pops for Disney?
What?
Is those Halloween Mickey pops. The Donald Duck as candy corn is one of my absolute favorite pops in the
agree.
entire
Those
world.
are cool pops. Those are cool
Goofy
pops.
with the skeleton. Like, those are fun. And,
right.
like, I would have gone crazy if those were NFT pops. But the fact that they're doing, like, one of them's, like, fishing or golfing or something. I don't even... It's so bland. There's not even a Freddy. And I think that is what has to do with Disney, is the fact that there's not a Freddy.
Well, it's like Game of Thrones or House of Dragon.
I think that's a licensor decision, but outside of that, I think
it's a silly move. It's a silly move, and I don't know why a licensor would think that's a bad idea. Imagine Freddy Funko with a Mickey Mouse cap on.
That would be
ears.
so cute.
I mean, just like a park-going park-going Freddy Funko dressed as like a Disney fan. I don't know. I think that would be incredible, and I think that. I don't know. There has to be a reason as to why that isn't happening. But let me get to some questions. Okay. Dr. Claw says, is it fair to say Funko had seemingly focused putting their theoretically most desirable releases into the NFT line? Even the more popular and creative designs for existing lines end up as NFTs. So sometimes I would agree with that, and then sometimes I wouldn't, considering that, I don't know, some of the lines that they released are just very bland. This one being one of them. We haven't even really talked about so much about how these Funko Pops aren't the greatest, that isn't really the conversation. But there are some lines, like the Freddy Funko ones, that are just out of this world. That's what the NFTs should be. It's Freddy Funkos or special things, right? Things that you can't just go to the store and purchase right now, like a Freddy Funko dressed as something. I think that is the most interesting thing about the NFTs, is when they give you something that you just can't get anywhere else but NFT. By releasing a Mickey Mouse Funko Pop that's an NFT, I mean, come on, really, who gives a shit? I know I don't. I don't care about that. It's not special enough to me. Although, there are things out there that aren't that special that have dropped for NFT that I loved, like the Transformers. Love Transformers, but should they have been NFTs? Probably not. There wasn't a real reason. They're very common looking. So the limited number really is what we're all after, right? That's the biggest piece of all this. Do you each have a collectible that either sparked your love of collecting or has a fond memory attached? My uncle got me an old-time radio. Got me old-time radio shows, and it sparked my love of learning sound effects. Oh, wow, that's awesome, Zachary. A collectible that sparked my love of collecting. I guess Funko, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to buy. I didn't know what to collect. And this is way back, years ago, back when I first started collecting. What do I want to do? What do I want to get into? I really want to collect something. And I wanted something that was going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, because I wanted a Guardians of the Galaxy collection. And I found Funko, and I fell in love with it, and I bought the entire set. And that led me into being a Funko collector. What got you into anything? Any story? I mean, because mine's bland.
It was going out and hunting for you.
No. Like, was there a collectible that you received that sparked your, I guess, love of collecting?
No. It was the community that sparked it for me. It wasn't the actual
item itself. I like that answer better. Yeah,
it was the community.
Let's see.
Anita has a good point. If Target can have a pop of Bullseye, the dog with Mickey ears, why not a Freddy with Mickey ears?
I know, it's weird. I'm not sure
stupid.
why.
It's not weird. It's fucking dumb.
Well, it's dumb, but sometimes you have to wonder, is there a reason for some of these things that occur?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I passed up. There was a okay. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think the Funko soda is dead? I've always been a huge Funko soda. I'm sorry, a huge soda fan, but they seem to have slowly stopped making large drops of sodas. I think why they stopped making large drops of them is that they were oversaturating the market, and they were no longer associating limited numbers. So limited numbers is instantly what gets people on board. I'll give you a prime example. A couple years ago,
it was Vampire Mickey. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. So there was a Vampire Mickey soda, and it happened to poppingofftoys.com is how I remember.
Yes,
so popping off.
No, not just them. I think
no, it was a lot of people, but I'm saying I remember through Popping Off Toys.
Yeah, but I think like everyone had this initial glam.
Right. So the glam was Mickey Mouse dressed as a vampire.
Amazing soda, by the way.
Great soda. And it said 1,500 limited. These things sold out on websites everywhere, like instantly. And when they were selling out, people would then go and post on social media how angry they were that they sold out so quickly, and why would Funko make so less, such a limited amount of these things. And Mickey Mouse is my favorite thing, and Mickey Mouse fans are everywhere, and how dare they, and and they just went fucking crazy on social media. Well, it came out after they all sold out that there was actually 15,000 of those Mickeys. And then people, which we know for a fact, people wanted to return their Mickey Mouse vampires.
Well, they wanted to cancel their orders.
They wanted to cancel their orders.
Yep.
And so they went through trying to cancel their orders for the Mickey Mouse soda. I mean, it caused a huge problem, a huge rift. And that is a prime example of people wanting to chase after the hard-to-get item. I mean, that's what that all came down to. People had to get that soda because it was so important to them, because it was limited, not because it was fucking Mickey Mouse. Nobody cared it was Mickey Mouse. They cared about the limited numbers.
Yeah, so next time anyone complains about Mischief Toys selling out really fast because our shit's limited, prime example.
The limited,
people like limited, people don't give a fuck what it is.
Right, so limited...
I mean, that doesn't go for every single collector
Limited adds to experience, right?
Yeah.
So when you go to buy something on, like, Target right now, I saw that the Eddie is up right now, where it's like him at the D&D table. And that's a great Funko Pop. And I thought today, I think it went up this morning. I figured by the time I looked at it this evening, I was just looking, that it would be sold out. And it wasn't sold out. In fact, I think I ordered one at before or pre-order. I don't know what I did with that one. Anyway, whatever the case may be. I thought it would be sold out. But nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about these Funko Pops anymore. But when you have an experience, if, Eddie Munson, the D&D one, is now 1,000 piece or 2,000 piece or 2,500 piece or whatever, you slap a number on it, you put it up on the website, people are going to eat it up because they love to know that they are one of the 2,500 people in the world to own this particular collectible. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. And I think that experience of going through and trying to go on the website and now having a story to tell. Man, I woke up early. I went on Target.com to buy this figure. I really wanted this figure. I love Stranger Things. I was on the website immediately. I clicked a button. It got me through. I bought it. And I watched everybody else get mad because it sold out immediately after. And all these people were complaining on social media. And this person said this and this person said that. But I got it. I got two. People love to say this. I got two of them. I got two of them. Two, and they're posted everywhere on Instagram. Two. All these people. I got two. What's up? Everybody is having this, puffing chest out fest. And that's what it's all about. As much as you hate seeing that, as much as you hate, flippers, as much as you hate people who are, being douchebags and talking about how they got one and you didn't, that is the name of the fucking game. And that's just how it is. And when you no longer have that aspect of the collector community in terms of Funko, when that's gone, it is game over, baby. Unless somebody goes to the store and they see a Funko Pop they just so happen to like a whole lot and they wanna buy it. But mostly the limited numbers and that kind of like idea behind these things is what brings all the boys to the yard. Yeah. And that's the unfortunate truth.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the boys that gets brought to the yard.
Yeah, and I'm not saying every collector cares a ton about limited pieces, right?
I'm going to say a lot of them do.
A lot
Based off
do,
what I'm seeing.
though. A lot do, and this is me talking from experience. I mean, myself included. How excited are you when you find a chase in the store? That's more limited than a common pop. How exciting is that? It's so exciting to see that chase sticker. How exciting is it to go online and purchase a 1,000 piece pop that sells out like this?
Ashley,
it's so exciting.
Ashley, the Eddie is up on Target.com. You can go buy him right now. He's available. So you know, I know you didn't find him in store, but you can get him. And if you have a Target card, it's free shipping. I think it's free shipping, right?
I love my Target card. Mine, I don't know if they still offer this. They have to, just because mine works. I can't imagine them like not allowing it. But if you're someone who isn't into having an actual credit card, Target card, you can get one linked to your checking account. So like I have mine linked to my bank's checking account, my normal checking account. I still get the 5% off at Target. I get free shipping at Target.com. And you get like a certain amount of like cash back occasionally. It's really cool. I highly recommend that to anybody who shops at Target.
Dr. Claus says, I think NFTs have sort of taken the spot of what convention exclusives used to be.
Yes.
Stuff like Zordon, Jurassic Park Mosquito, or for example, feel like kind of the thing that we see at con. Yeah, 100%.
And not just that, but con exclusives have become so overproduced.
Yep.
I feel like it doesn't matter if you go to a convention.
It doesn't.
I mean, you're still getting the same thing. And like Chris mentioned, now with some pops, yes, the con exclusive sticker is more pricey than the shared sticker, but honestly, I have never cared about that at all. It's just like I care about what's inside the box, you know. And I know that there's a lot of.
It matters to a lot
I
of
know,
people.
and that's what I'm saying. Every collector collects differently. So con stickers, some people are willing to pay more just to get that sticker. For me, I'm buying the collectible. I'm not buying the sticker.
Right.
So I understand where it does matter for some people, but I'm not as like I'm a little bit like judgmental about it sometimes. And I shouldn't be, because I know everybody's different, but at the same time I'm like, really? Like, is it really worth an extra $100 because you're getting the same thing that's inside of it?
Yeah.
Like, you can get, like, let's say, bad. Here. This thing. What is this? Limited, Fall Convention limited sticker. What is in this can is the same exact thing as you would get if the sticker said New York Comic Con exclusive. The same exact
What's
thing.
that limited to?
17,000.
Yeah, see, that's
limited.
That's the issue now. They're just bumping numbers, and
but the thing is, with things like this, because it's a con exclusive and because it's a soda and it has a chase associated, they can sell it. And I would say it mostly has to do with the chase.
Right.
Because people will buy 5, 10 just to get the chase.
2,000 piece Freddy Funko soda.
Yeah. Well, that
Freddy
was
Funko
in the box of fun.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's what we should be getting, is this 2,000. I don't know. 10,000 should be the height, and then you go drop from there. Nobody cares. Did you notice that what we do on the Shadows 5-pack no longer has the glow sticker? They're just packaging the comic.
Hell?
I thought I saw one with a glow sticker on it.
I don't think
maybe
we
I'm
did.
wrong. Okay, got it. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Target has a red card. You can attach your checking account, plus they have a credit card. Yes, that's true. Thank you. YouTube piece.
Yes, John, it is the red card. I love the red card.
Yeah. So, so the fact that it comes from the con is part of what makes it special for a lot of collectors. Sean McLaughlin. I guess. So I guess the interesting part about this is why do you care if it comes from the con? Like, who gives a shit? Well, that part of it was always confusing to me. Now, had you gone to the con, stood in line, and now you have a Funko Pop that you stood in line for, I get that. But who cares if the Funko Pop was from a con? Who cares? And by the way, I hate to break the news to you. In the past, they were all at the con. Not anymore. A lot of the time, con stickered pops. I know this from people on the inside. We've heard this story. This is it's been happening for years. But they just have some that accidentally go out on Funko.com. So if you get a con stickered Funko Pop, like say from the secondary market, like Macari or eBay, that's not even saying that it's from the con. I mean, you're lying to yourself if you believe that's true, because it's not true.
Yeah, I see. When I go to a convention, I would be, if I were to go to a convention and stand in line at the Funko booth, I would be very disappointed, honestly, if I got a regular sticker. And that's coming from someone who does not give a fuck about the stickers.
People were getting shared stickers, not this past year. I don't remember as much. I know it happened, but the year before
at the convention.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous.
But again, like 99% of my pops are outside of the box. I have just my autograph pops inside the box because they're fucking autographed. Mm-hmm. But I would be frustrated if I go and wait in that line, not because it's something that I own, because again, I don't care so much, but it's frustrating for those who do go and do wait in those lines just to get a shared sticker.
To each their own. Go spend more of your money to buy something that was possibly at a convention. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. I haven't done that since day one.
It's so frustrating to see, that they're messing up on the con sticker, something that people actually value. It's valuable. That's the
degradation of Funko in general. They don't when the lack of care has been seemingly wiped out. That's the issue. Because over the course of time, if you have one con where it's like, oh shit, guys, we accidentally brought shared stickers with us. We don't have con stickers here. Okay, we'll let it, us as a collector community can say, okay, fine. It happens. It happens every once in a while. Shit happens. However, if it's a constant, and you see this happen all the time with these issues, right, where people are going to cons, they're standing in these long lines, they're getting shared stickers as an example. The stickers aren't right. And it's happening every single year. What's that about? And one thing I learned was that that Funko, the larger items, they don't like carrying a bunch of those large items to the convention because it's too much to, I guess, load on their trucks or airplanes or whatever. They will instead only bring part of the shipment, and they'll sell the rest of them online. So there might be a reason as to why you receive a con-stickered large item from Funko.com. That's because they don't carry all of them with them. That's the whole point. Let's see.
Sam said, for me, I only get the con sticker pops if I go to the convention and get the pop as a reward. It holds a memory for me, yes.
100%. Well, that's my point.
That is where I would value a con sticker, because it's like I was there and I got it. But we didn't start, we had never, well, you went in 2019. That was your first New York Comic Con.
Yes.
And you didn't even get into the Funko booth. However, you were lucky enough, a friend, Art, purchased you your top one that year from the Funko booth, and it does have a con sticker. Mm-hmm. That is still special to you because you attended the con. But
100%.
I would never, even if I didn't go to conventions, give a fuck about that convention exclusive sticker enough to pay $50 plus over for the sticker.
Yeah. There's some people out there that have to have everything and all that stuff.
They like the shelf aesthetic. They like to see that convention sticker. They like to, have the real deal.
Right.
When in reality, same box, same pop,
right,
different sticker.
Yeah, I guess my concern with all of this is that
you
never know.
I respect it.
No, I respect it. I don't have a problem. People are going to do what they're going to do. I
respect it less now that Funko's fucking up.
Right.
Because someone can get lucky and order it online and receive a con sticker, and they paid $15 for it just from sitting on their butt at their house, scrolling on their phone, ordering it, and you know, I understand why people do charge more for the con stickers because they stand in line. They're like, well, I deserve it, and okay, that's good and fine.
Right, yeah.
But you know, you could be paying for something that someone got by ordering something on Funko.com, and it's so frustrating.
Well, the biggest joke of all this is that when the pandemic hit, they were having these virtual cons, and even during the virtual cons, you had your con stickers and everything on the pops. The reason why that happened is because they already scheduled all these Funko Pops to come out, not knowing that the pandemic was going to happen. But those Funko Pops with the con stickers were still going for more money. And to me, that part of it, I guess that's my point, is that it's such a joke, right? Now, not a joke that people are going to, I guess the joke is that there's a monetary value because that sticker is there. The people wanting them, that's a different ball game because people want to have like a certain lineup of their Funko Pops with that type of sticker on it, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But the issue is that sticker doesn't mean anything, but somebody can still get more money for it, even though it means nothing.
It meant something when things were more limited. It meant something when Funko wasn't putting them on their website.
100%.
You know,
100%.
That's when it actually meant something. Now, you might wait in line for 3 hours at the Funko booth and not get that sought-after sticker, but somebody at home gets the sticker you were hoping to get by ordering at home, and you were actually there.
Right. So, One Shot Customs, what's up, man?
And
so, you make a very good point. So, con exclusive should be con only. And so, that's something that I've been talking about for a long time. I think what Funko should do, and I've said this on multiple videos. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. Be happy to hear your response to this. But I think what Funko should do is sort of shrink what they're doing in a way at a convention. So instead, make it where it's about an experience, an association with the drops that they're about to drop. So this past year, they had like this door thing with eBay, and you could walk up with a token. You would win a token somewhere. You could walk up, you could use your token, you could get like kind of a mystery bag or something. That's great. I think that's fantastic. But why not instead at a convention have like only at the convention you have like a handful of items that are only for the con, and then you have a rest of the items that are shared exclusives that are in stores. And you call them shared exclusives because it's shared with that convention. But at the convention, you can only get these items. And what that does is it separates those items from everything else, so you do not have con and shared sticker problems at the convention. Then you also, when you get a convention exclusive, it truly is a convention exclusive.
Yes.
It's not one of these shared things, right? So I think that there has to be a separation there, or it would be nice to see a separation there. Additionally, it would help Funko from having to carry a bunch of stuff to the convention, so they're not carrying a million different items. Also, it could give them the opportunity to focus more on the experience
versus
and do something special, have an sort of like have like a song and dance that they do, stuff like that. I think that would be interesting, more interesting than what they're doing today.
Yes, it would cut down on the line times, because when you have a sheet of like fucking 40 to 60 exclusives, you have people like you have to ring those people up for every fucking item.
Right.
That in itself has to take time.
Right.
I mean, imagine doing that. We were like slowish with our line at New York Comic Con. Granted, a lot of it was due to Wi-Fi and us signing stuff, but still checking somebody out for like 4 items is not always the fastest process. Imagine having to enter in like 40 or 50 goddamn items.
Right.
That has to be so
I remember one year 75 items.
Good
I remember one year being
God.
75. I think it's been higher before.
It's insane.
It is.
But I agree. I agree with the experience. I do feel not just everything that you said. Everything that you said is valid. But another thing would be it would draw more. I mean, how does New York Comic Con really need more people to be there? Who knows? However, I feel like having the con-only exclusives is more of a draw. Because a lot of people might skip out on a con not realizing, like, hey, There's more to see than Funko, obviously, but, it might not matter as much to those people. But if Funko had these con-only exclusives, it would draw more people to the convention because there are collectors out there like myself who don't necessarily give a shit about the con exclusive. I'd rather stay home and order what I want online than travel to a convention if there's, not too much for me at that specific convention, right?
Right.
So it would be a good marketing tool, and I mean, obviously these cons are going to invite Funko back year after year after year because they follow the rules. They've done it a gazillion times before, and they do always have a long line. They draw people in.
So,
but it would be more of a draw.
Do you mean that they shouldn't bring the shared con exclusive items with them too? Right. So shared items should be separated from con items. So it should just be con items on the floor at Funko.com. So Rooster's asking a very important question. I'm glad you're asking this question because then I can give you my feelings about this. Did anyone email or complain about the leftover Mischief Toys Blacklight NYCC exclusives that were sold online? I personally don't care, but I can see how con goers would be upset. No, actually, we had no complaints. And I would suggest that has a lot to do with, one, our size, because we are a small operation. It isn't like we're a Funko, number one. But additionally, Funko, whatever they do not sell at the show, and Funko being who they are, everybody knows who they are, so they're going to go after their limited pieces and stuff. We aren't that well known. I mean, you guys know who we are, and it gets shared slowly but surely, and we would really appreciate if you share Mischief Toys more often because it will help us grow. But I think that our fans and followers and viewers and everybody else, I think they all understand that we're so small that, sellouts may not happen when we go to conventions. This year, we sold out, I think, one day. We almost sold out on the second day. The third day, we did pretty good. And then by the fourth day, not a whole lot of sales happened. I mean, sales happened. We had a bunch of people come up, but it wasn't as crazy as the prior 3 days. So we knew that we would have items to come back because I think we will until we get a bit larger. And the hope is that we have no more items to bring home because it's a pain in the ass to bring them home, then to post them up online to put them up for sale and have a drop and then have to wrap all the items that we just carried back from New York. So there's a lot there. I am appreciative that our fans understand this because if we come home with all of these items and then we can't put them up online and sell them, that would be terrible.
Let me hold on, let me say something because I think what the comparison here is Funko takes their stickered con exclusive to the show.
Right.
And then they have their shared exclusive online.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I don't know where there would be complaints. I mean, granted, yes, some people may have come to the convention specifically for us. But
we gave incentives for that.
If someone comes specifically for us and to purchase for us, they're not just getting our product. They're meeting us. They might get it signed. They might go to Night of Mischief.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Chat with us for a couple minutes.
Get a Mischief Toys bag.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that, meeting us is the greatest thing in the world. Some people might not want to do that, and that's fine by me. But
and by the way, Rooster is under attack right now by the both of us. But no, we're trying to answer.
I'm not attacking
I'm making
Rooster.
a joke, but we're just trying to answer this in
Rooster.
the most eloquent way we can, and we're not good at that.
He's the greatest cock I know. Wait, what? Did I just say that? No, but I think that the interaction is a draw. And additionally, if someone were to show up specifically to get something from us, there is so much more to do at a convention as large as New York Comic Con, right? So you're not just buying something from us, you're meeting us, you're getting it signed if that's what you want, and you're able to see the rest of the convention. So the fact that we had leftovers to sell online, I think is a good thing for those people who could not attend for various reasons. Do I want it to happen? Fuck no. I don't want to have to create a listing. You know? I don't want to have to wrap it. I love doing it. I really do.
It's a whole other job aside from New York for us.
Yeah, if I'm going to New York Comic Con, I don't want to have to do the extra work because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted before the first day at New York Comic Con. I don't want to have to wrap shit when I come home. But, you know, the fact of the matter is it happens, and I would love for it to not. As much as I would love for everybody to get everything we put out, I would love to one day have a full sellout at New York Comic Con. That's the goal. That would be amazing. It would, you know, show us that we have something that people are that willing to come to New York Comic Con over. It would show us that our fan base has grown big enough, and, you know, this is amazing. And one day we'll get there. I know we will. I know that we are going to have a sellout at some point at New York Comic Con. But in the meantime,
we also need to be in the right place, because I think our placement at the con has not been good for us.
I'm emailing about that.
Yeah, our placement has never been very good.
As much as I am making it sound like a negative that we brought some home, it is positive, because I love the excitement from people when they find out that even though they didn't go, they have a chance at it. And it is worth the work to me. But again, I'd rather not to have to do it after being
it's a lot more. It's a lot more.
Exhausted as we are.
You got to take into consideration boxes, wrapping. Let's talk about time, meaning wrap time, making up the labels, taking them to the post. We hand carry to the post office, right? So there's a lot of work on all that. But as Heather said, I'm just really glad that when we come home that everybody's excited for it and we can put them up online, and there you go. That's how you do it, right? So Mischief Toys, how we got from Drop and Funko, now we're back to Mischief Toys land. Rooster, because Rooster said, you know, we're talking about these Funko exclusives at con only. Should Mischief Toys be con only, and then you cut them off somehow? So, you know, I think this year one thing that we did that I thought was fun.
Hold on, can I make a note that nobody in their right mind, if they don't sell out at the con, they're not going to not put them up online.
Right.
You're wasting the money you spent on the product.
Like, even the Chomp guys do it, right? Tiny Ghost, everybody does it. It is what it is. Yeah. The one cool thing about it, though, if you talking like Chomp and talking Mischief Toys, when you go to the convention, there are times where you get to meet like the people behind the operation. So Connor was actually at New York Comic Con, so you get stuff signed by him there. You got the whole thing, right? Got the whole experience. And again, that's what you're getting when you go to New York Comic Con. You're getting that experience. And then when Connor gets home and there's stuff that hadn't sold out, then they put it back up, maybe Plastic Empire or abominabletoys.com. Then you go in there and you buy whatever's left over, but you don't get the experience and you don't get the autograph. So I guess that's really what's wrapped into the whole dollar amount, right? Of going into the convention and all that.
Pop in stock. You say you sold out on day 1 and not 3 and 4. Should you have more supply on day 1? We did.
Yeah, we shifted.
Last year we had more sale. We sold out faster on Thursday and Friday. We sold out fast Thursday and Friday. So we knew to a lot heavier on those 2 days. And thank God we did, because Saturday and Sunday were much slower.
Right.
So we will continue to do that moving forward.
We're still learning too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not.
This
Heather
is our
and I,
second convention, and it was our first official convention.
And
New York Comic Con had no idea we were there.
And we don't really come from retail backgrounds. Like, this is all every aspect of what we do with both the channel and Mischief Toys. There's no schooling behind it. We have no experience behind it. I mean, everything that we do, we learn as we go. And that in terms of creative side of it, the managing, the administrative, all of that is, you know, we both come from like kind of corporate backgrounds. And so
no.
A little bit.
Well,
I mean, I do.
Yeah, I know.
But like in terms of like language and all that kind of stuff, I'm pretty good with that kind of thing. Heather's good with numbers. We just kind of brought what we know to the table, our collector experience, things that we like and don't like, bring all that to the table, and we've been able to do what we do. And I am in shock. We went to this wedding. By the way, Sergio, I would love to work with VV at some point, and we have been talking to them about a bunch of things. So maybe you'll see something. But thank you for the super chat.
Thank
VV,
you, Sergio.
we were invited to go to the party next year in Times Square. So I'm super stoked for that. Maybe we can meet the CEO. I would love to talk about Mischief Toys and VV doing something kind of fun.
By the way, CEO loved our Iron Man video.
Yep.
Loved it.
That was great. I love that.
We heard that directly from VV.
Yep, I love that.
He was laughing about it.
I think that the VV community is really great. You guys, a lot of you that are watching right now, you're Funko guys and girls and people. So you may not know what VV is, but it's NFT, digital collectible kind of a thing. Not everybody's into it, right? Not everybody's into that. But I think what they're doing is really fun and innovative and different. And that's something that I'm willing to sort of buy in on and kind of get to know, because I think that the world of collecting changes. Every once in a while, the evolution is there, and digital collecting is becoming a bigger thing. Even though we all sort of scoff and sometimes laugh at it, I do think that there's a big draw there, and I am excited to see what the future holds. And we may have. What if one day we have a physical piece that's associated with a digital piece through VV or something? That'd be fun.
And
That'd
hey,
be fun and
if
different.
it gets lost in the mail, we'll think about a $30 credit. How's that?
Yeah, we'll definitely hold it. We'll definitely handle it differently.
Dean Blockley asks, has anyone gone total blank and starstruck meeting you guys yet?
I don't want to say that. I mean, we met a lot of different people, and some people are, I guess the word I would use is a little overwhelmed, because my head isn't physically my head's big, but in reality, my head isn't big over this whole thing. What we do.
I still can't believe that people look at us in that way.
Well, they watch us. Some people watch us every day. They talk.
And listen, I get it, because there is a YouTuber that I watch all the time. I am in love with her. I would be more starstruck meeting her than I was meeting Michael Rooker. And I fucking love Michael Rooker. He's Yondu. He's Merle Dixon. I love Guardians. I love Walking Dead. I would be more starstruck over Bailey Sarian than I was with Michael Rooker. I love her, and I feel like we would be best friends, because you watch somebody long enough, actors are acting.
Right.
With Bailey, her personality, because she's being herself. She's telling stories as herself. So you get to know these people, and I feel like I would know her but be starstruck. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. So when I think of it that way, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. But when I think of it as I'm just Heather, it makes no fucking sense to me. It still blows my mind that people ask for my autograph. It blows my mind that there's 150 of you watching right now. Like, you guys care what we have to say. And it's just so weird to me, because, like, who am I? Who am I in this world? I'm one of billions of people. And I just find it so cool that people... I just farted.
That sounded like a Mario jump. It went clunk.
I feel like... I love how it just slipped out.
That was really weird.
It was like perfect moment.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I feel like it's so strange that people are like, oh my god, I was so excited to meet you. Like, I'm so excited, I'm shaking, and I'm like, don't fucking get yourself so worked up. I'm just Heather. Like, I literally go into work every single day, and everyone around me is just like, hey, Like, I'm just, I'm no different.
Right. No,
I mean, I might fart more, but I'm no
look,
different.
we make videos every day. People
Right?
see our faces, so they have a connection to us. So
Yeah,
when
I'm
they
not.
see us and they hear our jokes, we say and do things on this channel, and people remember. People have approached us and they're like, "Oh, remember this video where you did this, or remember that and this and that." And we do it so often, and we do a video every day, and we do these lives, and I don't remember half the things I said. In fact, if I go back when we first went live the first few times or whatever, I'm sure back then I had viewpoints that are entirely different than what they are today, right? We've changed a lot, and I think we're growing into something really interesting and really cool. I'm talking about the channel, and I think that just the whole vibe of this channel, the vibe of Mischief Toys, I think it's a really neat vibe. It's different, and I like that. It's sort of it's at an underground sort of phase. Our channel has always been at an underground sort of phase where we're sort of like a cult favorite, where it's almost like people, when you find out that somebody else is a Gastlecast fan, you're like, oh, this is so cool. They know who Gastlecast is too, and let's talk about Gastlecast shit. And then, or Mischief Toys, same thing. Oh, you know Mischief Toys? I know Mischief Toys. I hear about this all the time. People are going to conventions. They're wearing their Mischief Toy shirts, and somebody approaches them. They're like, oh, you're Mischief Toys. And then they have like their pin on, right? It's like Coven pin.
I stopped somebody who wasn't in our line, who I saw just walking around. They hadn't been to our booth yet. And I remember saying, oh, I really like your shirt or your hoodie. He had a hoodie on.
Yeah. I remember.
We sold the hoodies, remember?
I thought you knew him.
No.
And it like kind of like...
No, I just like the hoodie.
It kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, Jesus, Heather's hardcore right now. What am I drinking? I was drinking Coke Zero or Coke Zero sugar. Or
Travis Spalding left a very interesting comment. Big businesses need to learn from you and other small businesses about what to do every time, showing the love and passion that you put out and showing the love throughout the community as a whole. So, we actually learned from big businesses. Funko is the prime example.
Yeah.
And small businesses too. We know as collectors what we like. So we run our business the way that we would want to purchase collectibles. We make these decisions. Sometimes they're spur of the moment. Sometimes they're more than we can handle. For example, Chris decided to drop 2 things, Black Friday and the Sunday after, before we had taken care of other stuff we had to take care of. And sometimes we make bad decisions and things are not as smooth as we want them to be. Sometimes like crazy stuff happens, like the black light gargoyle situation. That's still a nightmare that
tremendous.
We're dealing with.
It's tremendous, and it's the thing about it is, and I've said this before, but a lot of people would get like upset, and
I would have bought
people are
it
upset.
even though it's messed up.
People are upset, but I just hope people understand how hard that hit us as a business. I mean,
very hard.
We're losing. We're losing a lot of money. I know you guys want to buy it, but I think we thought the best option was not to put it up because we don't want to be known for that.
Yeah.
But one thing I did want to point out is that over the weekend, I was at this wedding, and there were some people I hadn't seen in a long time, friends I hadn't seen in a long time, and I'm talking one friend, I haven't seen him probably since before the YouTube channel. So we hadn't even had a discussion about the YouTube channel before. And it's just because life got in the way. He's had kids, Heather and I, kids, the whole thing. So when we sat down and talked on Friday night, I was just giving him all this data about what we've been doing. And as I'm doing that and I like explaining from the beginning up until where we are in this point now, it's like, it was mind blowing to me. As I'm telling him, I'm like shocked over the whole thing myself. And sometimes I don't, we don't really think about how we got here. We just know where we are and what we're doing to move forward. But I think sometimes it's definitely humbling to know where we came from. At one point in time, with that Aeroglow Ghastly, financially, it would have broke us as a company had we not sold it. We had to sell it. And now we're in a position where we do not have to sell the Gargoyle Ghastly in order to financially make it. So I think that's really telling in our company and what we're doing and trying to navigate and figure things out. We definitely we definitely have to figure something out with that gargoyle ghastly, but that's coming hopefully soon. But yeah, telling people about this, what we're doing is, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, especially people who are brand new, to the whole deal.
Yeah. I mean, it's still something I can't believe. So I can't imagine catching up with somebody after years and years and years, not knowing this information, and then finding it out and being like, holy shit, like, you do all of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I was a different person back then when they knew me. Well, as an example, I mean, I was sort of like a party animal type guy. I just was always hanging out with people, gaming and stuff like that. So when they see me now, and I'm a motivated YouTuber and influencer, toy company owner, I'm just a totally different person. I think while they're talking to me, they're figuring that out real fast. Like, wow, this is not the Chris that I remember. I mean, of course, obviously, I haven't changed personality wise, and I think the humor's still there, but it's just in general, like, wow, this guy's been doing some crazy shit since the last time I saw him. Brandon Roy, you guys able to talk about Ninjitos? I'm not sure what you want to talk about. I think you said something before, but Ninjitos, we don't know what's going on with Ninjitos. We tried to reach out to talk to Ninjitos. No response from Ninjitos, so I don't know what's going on. I hope everything's okay with Ninjitos.
Yeah, we hope we're more concerned than anything because I don't know what's up.
We were excited about a team up, and Heather even told me that we shouldn't say anything about Ninjitos until we were at a spot where we knew that we were going to be releasing something. I was so excited. I learned my lesson now, but I was so excited at the time.
You still say things.
I was so excited at the time that I wanted to talk about it, and I also wanted to help boost Ninjitos and see their business flourish. And it did, by the way. They sold out of a lot of their figures after we talked about them. It got me super stoked. And I said, let's get something on paper. Let's do something. And so he made a concept. He was having it created.
Well, we did.
Right. What I'm saying, well, we came up with the concept together. And then he was in the process of having it created. I don't know what happened. So hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully that one of these days, maybe it will come to life, and maybe it's just not right now. So fingers crossed on that. Hopefully he's okay. That's all we could hope right now. The collaboration was awesome and everything, but we care more about him as a human being and what's going on in his life. So with that, we'll have another video that comes out more about this whole drop deal. I think we have a lot more to say, but we want to be more clear, more concise. I don't want to release any data that is not true. Heather was reading out a lot of things that she found on the internet. Who knows how true? Not who knows, but there are some things here that might have been a little convoluted. So we're going to figure that out later, and we'll have a video that's more in depth. I think that's the better way of doing it for sure.
Funko Freak said, at NYCC, people were ranting and raving over you guys. Everyone loves you. I met several Mischief Toys fans alone in just a line for Plastic Empire, and the nicest people too. That's awesome. See, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my God, so excited to meet you. And it's just something that they say,
Right.
But that means a lot that people actually like say that to other people. That's really nice to hear.
Appreciate that a lot.
I really like to hear that. That.
Look,
it's just very sweet.
We wouldn't be anywhere. We wouldn't be doing anything if it were not for you guys and your support and being both a viewer, some patron, consumer of our product and what we do with Mischief Toys. Without having this community and all the fans, people that love what we do, without that we wouldn't be where we are today. And so I feel like I'm getting an award. I'm talking like I just got an award, but we're really appreciative of everything. You guys are really amazing. Whoa.
This is your microphone.
Oh, okay. What are you like shoving it in my mouth? I don't think a microphone goes inside the mouth.
I'm letting you talk.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Finish your speech. They haven't heard enough.
The speech is done.
They haven't heard enough.
But I just want to say that I really appreciate it, and it means a lot. So there's that. Are you guys coming to C2E2 this year?
No.
I'd probably not. Yeah, Funko coming there with exclusives is really cool. I think that's good for them also. I think it's good that they're making some moves like that. That's fun.
Yeah.
Something different.
John McCormack, would you know if Noelle sells her own art? Like, does she have a website? My friend sells her own art online, and seeing what Noelle does for you, just wondering if she does things on her own. She does not. If she did, we would plug the hell out of her. She is an amazing artist, but she actually, I don't know how much art as far as like fun stuff like she does for us that she actually does. Her job, from what I understand, is not as exciting as what she does for us. It's she does do design work, but it is not artistic design. It is more like engineered design. Would that be an appropriate way to say it, Chris?
Yes.
Like, she creates things based off of what she's given, from what I understand. So it's more like boring art. She doesn't sell anything of her own online, but if she ever would, you guys will be the first to know.
So it's interesting. A lot of companies, you know, you have a person who starts a business and they're an artist, so they're just promoting their art and they're making toys or art or you know, like what I mean is like prints or whatever. Then you have you know, a company like ours where I drew something and then we meet up with an artist who's going to work with us and, you know, prosper from there. Some of these other companies that do this trajectory, they find an artist who has been doing this forever and ever. Noelle, as Heather said, this is not what she does. You know, Noelle is a good artist. She's a fantastic artist, but that isn't what she does. She's not, you know, a starving artist out there. She actually has a day job, right? And she does all this stuff for us on the side. And I'm just lucky we found her because she's local, a friend of Heather's, a friend of mine, right? But a friend of Heather's from way back in the day. I think it's really cool.
That's exactly what I wanted.
That's cool. Yeah,
you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Should I say yes?
Yep. Say yes to the dress.
Fuck.
Heather is
God.
approving. Heather's approving figures right now as we speak. Brand new Mischief Toys figure.
Oh, you guys don't even know. And if you did not join the coven, shame on you. You know what I have to say to those who decided not to join the coven?
Yeah, it's a Coven of Mischief exclusive. What you just saw. What? Ew, Heather. Don't fart on people who didn't join the coven.
I am.
I'm sure she shoves it in your mouth, JB Wright says. Okay. All right. That's really bold to say that, but all right. Let's see. I haven't... okay. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Any Mischief Toys news today? We'll have more Mischief Toys news this weekend. Do you mind if I give them, like... I begged for this last week, but can I give them a minor glimpse of the plush?
That's fine. Go ahead. Do whatever you want. Yeah.
Is he in there? Can you go grab him? I want to show you guys the Mischief Toys, but if you want to see the Mischief Toys plush, give us some love in the comment section.
Dean Blockley, I need you to answer a question. Chris, while I go to the bathroom, I'm just peeing. I'm not pooping.
Yeah, right.
Just in case, because I know you're going to assume that I am because I just farted.
No,
Farts do not equal poops. Dean Blockley asked, did the posters issue get sorted? I'm not sure what you mean by the poster issue. Do you know?
A poster issue?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't quite remember. Has the X Funko artist designed Ghastly figure been released yet? Yeah, the X Funko artist sculpted Demonstro. That's one figure.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
We have multiples, more coming out. That one that we just received, the files that we just received from them, we have the new figure. Can you please send that off for mold creation? We need to get that going. We need to get that out. But we need to get.
Discussion.
I know we need to get that out ASAP. Yes to the plush. Oh, we want to see plush. Okay, very good. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go get the plush.
No, I'm gonna pee.
I gotta pee also. Can I go pee real quick?
No, I've been holding it really bad.
No, I'm gonna beat you to it.
Look. This is how much I have to pee.
Oh my god.
I haven't even eaten.
Okay, well go. Hurry up, because I gotta pee also. Throw me the plush.
No, I want the reaction.
Okay.
Where is the plush? I can't find it.
Poster issues in the documentary.
I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea.
Huh. I'm not sure, Dean. I want to answer your question, but I'm not sure. I don't know if there was a poster issue so much. I don't know. I'm not sure what the poster issue is. we will bring on the plush. Heather wants to show you. She wants to live that moment together. So for those of you who watched the documentary, you would have seen the plush in the documentary. So he was in it maybe 2 or 3 times because he was around and a lot of people were asking about it, and I was super stoked that we brought it and we were able to sort of show it in person. People actually got to hold him. The plush is the next big thing. Actually, he's sitting right here, right next to me. So I'll show you here in a minute. He's actually sitting right there. So the plush is a huge step in a new direction for Mischief Toys. We're going to be focused on doing not only our limited vinyl guys, but we're also going to be focused on doing more plush as well. And I think that you'll most likely see plush. It'll be copies, plush versions of figures we have already released. I don't believe we'll release one that's brand new, so to speak, that we've never received, that we've never created in vinyl form yet. So I think it's going to be fun. You might see some of your very favorite plush versions plush versions of your favorite vinyl figures. So we have a bunch of plush coming in this week. We will have a plush sale very soon. We are getting some other things in place before we have this sale. We will have a limited first run of Ghastly plush. So the plush that we show you tonight will be have a first run version. So we'll have more information to come probably later this week into the following. But I think it's going to be cool. I think you guys are going to like it. Any plans for a restock of the OG Ghastly? Not at this time. I know we will, but right now, not right now. And what's funny about it is we have sold out of every single common Ghastly we've had. It's crazy. We can't even.
More coming.
We do, but they're asking how soon. But
you're not. Oh, I don't know how soon. I can't answer that.
So the plush. Can I pee?
Yeah,
okay,
it was
so
right next to me the whole time.
I know. I looked over.
That's
I gotta
so
pee though.
Stupid. Why are we dumb?
What's people were thanking us for the Demonstro shirt also that it came in and everything. So.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad everybody is loving it. I can do are you talking about a comparison between Ghastly and the plush? Sure. You know what? I'll do Flames Ghastly since he's brand new. I'll leave him right there for a comparison. Are you talking about the Walgreens issue, Dean? About the posters? Yeah, that got sorted. We had the posters at Night of Mischief. It was so fucking annoying, though. It was, like, ridiculously annoying. So stupid. I cannot believe that they allowed me to place an order for posters when their poster machine was broken. So stupid. Nick Filet, no plans for that right now. If you guys understood the hell we have gone through with these plushes and the amount of money that they cost, you would understand why that's not a possibility at the moment. Maybe in the future. Who knows? Who knows? Sorry, I'm not good at. Let's see. Heather, when you guys send out stickers with figures, do you guys ever have extras? Yes. And no, we do not accept requests if someone wants a different sticker or if someone, is looking for a sticker. If we have extra stickers, we will either send them out possibly with the merchandise. We might, like this year, no, we didn't do that. Maybe like next year or something, we would put extra stickers in like in like we had goodie bags for Night of Mischief, stuff like that. Any chance for a common Ghastly restock before the new year? Now. Nope.
Oh, before the new year now.
Yeah, nah.
I think we're done with getting new product in terms of vinyl for the year.
Yeah, that's done for. We have nothing left for this year to receive. Thank goodness, because I don't think we could handle it. We got to get a couple figures out before we could fit anything in this house.
We really need that warehouse. I'll tell you what.
I know.
Badly. Really bad.
I'm ready for it.
Okay, so let us introduce you to Plush Ghastly. And I'm going to explain Plush Ghastly. I'm going to explain his construct, how he was made, what he's about, what we're excited about with this guy. And I think you guys are going to be excited about him too. I'm going to consider this our first variation of the Plush Ghastly. And the reason why is because our original manufacturer is now out of the picture for our plush. And we've selected a new manufacturer. Meaning that these first versions of this plush, and we're going to tell you now, there's 4 versions of our very first plush. And this will be the first version. Once you buy them all up and they're gone, that's it of this first manufactured version. Later on down the road, it might be a bit different. It might be made a little bit different. It might have a different, not like extremely different, but maybe a little bit different than our previous versions. So of course we're going to have a red. We're going to have a red Ghastly common, which is what we're about to show you, plush. That'll be available always. So it'll be a common one, and we'll, just like the final figure, we'll keep bringing it back.
However, we do have a first run of this, and he has a first run tag, and he's amazing. He's really, truly amazing. And the one we're about to show you does not have a tag.
This is like this is like kind of like a prototype.
Yes, this is the most expensive stuffed animal I have ever fucking owned. And this will never leave our collection, ever. If you knew how much we spent just getting this one plush, you would probably fucking throw up. But he's amazing, and no, you cannot have him. So you ready?
Yeah, so we introduced to you that you've already seen it sort of in videos. This is Plush Ghastly. So there he is. And so Plush Ghastly is interesting. So what I did not know when we first saw the photos of Plush Ghastly, I thought that they sort of put beads in him, like down here, something heavy in which that would make him stand up. But that isn't how he was made. He's made or designed where it's literally just a piece of, I guess, like some sort of plastic here and a piece of plastic here, and he balances out on his own without having any weight inside, so he can balance on his own without falling over, right? So he can kind of sit and see, he's perfect. He got his little arms, got little legs here as well. There's that's the back of him, right? So the cool thing about this, the reason why we made him like what you're seeing here, is we wanted something that could sit on your shelf with your Ghastlies, right? So you can have your plush and your figure sort of hang out together. But we also wanted something that you could have it and you can hold it and you can hug it for children, right? So kids, if they want, hey, mommy, daddy, you guys have Ghastly, I want one. You're like, I don't want you to have one of these guys. They're very limited or whatever. Why don't we get you the plush version? So now you have the opportunity to get this for yourself, which I think it's amazing. This might be one of my favorite things that we've ever come up with. One for yourself, or one for one of your kids. Yeah, they are high quality. These guys they're really, really well done. In addition to this one, if you wouldn't mind, hand me the other one. I'm going to show you the other one as well. So we have a second variant, which is it's actually going to look different. It's not going to look like this. The blacks on this one will be a lot darker. So this one is the Maryland version of the plush. So he is covered in the Maryland flag. because we're doing a figure like this as well. So we have a Maryland one, and we also have the common one. Let's see. Can I have a box? Okay. Here's the box. So you have Maryland, and you have common Ghastly. So the blacks on him are sort of light. I don't know if you could tell in the camera or not, but they're sort of like, it's almost like kind of a grayish looking color to it. But they will be as deep black as this outfit on this Ghastly here. So these two will be available soon. We may put both of these up at the same time, but I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what we're going to do yet. But this guy right here, we certainly will have him up before the year is over. No Chase variant. No. So this guy is different. There will be a first run of this guy, and then which will have a tag on it that is limited to, can you give me the number?
I don't have it.
Okay, it's either 200 or 250. Don't quote me. But we will have a limited version of this one, and then from henceforth, we'll make this a common, right? So, and by the way, it'll have a tag that'll be attached to his hand, and it'll hang off his hand. Here. Or here, which one? Which hand?
I think it's his right hand. I could be
right
wrong.
hand. Okay, I think it's right hand. Originally, they wanted to put it on his horn. I thought that was insane. So we're putting it on his little hand. So I'm hoping that we oh yeah, of course you can, Ashley. Yeah, no, these are available for everybody. We made Maryland stuff because that's where we're from, and that's where Ghastly was created, and we wanted to show love to our home state. Our biggest thing about this toy company is that we wanted to have some love from the home state for our company, and we wanted to make Ghastly the toy of Maryland, basically. And I'm trying to do that, so we are literally the toy of Maryland. I think that would be really cool. Can I announce pricing and release numbers yet? No. So I can't release either one of those things, and the reason why I can't is because I do not have the information here in front of me.
Dino, this is the exact one that you saw at NYCC. This is the only one we own for this red Ghastly, and this is the only Maryland one that we own.
Yes. Chance, we were actually thinking of doing a comic. I have some really cool ideas for the comic. Basically, the comic is you have all these dimensions that Ghastly can traverse and like visit, and you'll find all these places have different versions of each dimension has their own version of Ghastly, like Pumpkin Ghastly, Fire Ghastly, right? So you have all these different versions. So that's sort of the trajectory of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky, no, we will not be at SCCC next year. I'm sure Chris will remember you, though. I say that, but he doesn't remember anybody. Don't feel insulted if he doesn't remember you. But he may. There is a good chance he may.
Yeah, I remember talking to you, actually.
What else are we seeing? Oh, so G. Holter said that Maryland one is so sick and I don't even live there. So I've talked about this before. I will talk about it again. People in the state of Maryland are fucking crazy for our flag. If you're driving down the road, you will see multiple cars with bumper stickers with the Maryland flag on it in some shape or form. Every car, no, but a lot of cars, yes. People have Maryland bandanas, Maryland fucking pants, Maryland shoes, Maryland shirts. People in Maryland are obsessed with our state flag. I have never seen a state, and granted I've lived here all my life, but I've traveled quite a bit. I have never seen a state that is obsessed with their flag like Maryland is.
Right, yeah.
It is ridiculous.
It's different. It's so different here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Was Ghastly always called Ghastly from the start, or what were other names considered? Ghastly was always Ghastly. It was spelled differently. It was Gastly at first. We changed it because we thought that would hinder the trademarking process because there is a Pokemon named Ghastly. Turns out, number one, Ghastly, the Pokemon, is not even trademarked. Number two, it doesn't matter. It does not matter in the trademarking process. And, I'm not going to answer all the whys here because I don't even quite understand it. If you're interested, ask a lawyer. But it is very complicated. But we could have done without the E if we wanted to. It didn't matter.
Joshua Lerndall wants a penguin Ghastly. That's so funny. I love that idea,
That
actually,
is
with a
funny.
little bow tie. Chance, no, we could not forget you, dude, for sure. Yeah, I remember you. And he's saying that you wouldn't accept the devil's soda from him.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. What are our favorite Ghastlies that we've developed so far?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah. I have a really hard time with that question because I love all of them for different reasons. I love the original Ghastly because that's where we got started. I love Initiation Ghastly for what he stands for. I love the narrator for what the whole narrator lore has become. I love Blacklight Ghastly because he's fucking awesome. Both Blacklight Ghastlies. I even love the stupid fucking Error Ghastly. Error Ghastly because of the story associated with it. And I love the Blacklight Orange Gargoyle for what the story will be years from now. I'm still very frustrated with the Blacklight Gargoyle.
Oh my God, Ashley, that's perfect.
But
don't get offended, but it's like a hipster checkerboard meets pirate. That's so
awesome.
funny. It does. Yeah, I love this design. It's so cool, and it looks cool on Ghastly, I think. Thank you, Dean. Thank you all. Seriously, I love reading nice and positive feedback. It means a lot. When you're developing things like this, you're not entirely sure what the outcome is going to be. You don't know what the feedback is going to be, and you don't know if it's something that people are going to enjoy and like and enough to want to buy it. So the fact that you guys are into it, I appreciate that. I do want to let you know that this was also designed by a former Funko employee as well. She was specific in plush. So when we gave her the idea, I just sent her a picture. Here's what Ghastly looks like. Here's kind of what I'm thinking the plush should be like. I was like, the rest is in your hands. Do whatever you want. And this is what she designed. And the design the reason why I love this so much is what it reminds me of personally is if you see a character like in a cartoon, and like a cartoon character, it's like a character that they love, and they go to like an amusement park and they get like a version of a character from like a character from the show as a toy or something. It always has like an oversized body and like little arms. It's really cutesy and over the top looking. And that's sort of that is what this plush Ghastly is. He's just cute as hell. I love that he sits up on his own. I friggin' love this thing. And I hope you guys love it just as much as we do. For sure.
Chance Cold asked, are we going to do an Adventures of Ghastly cartoon show?
We talked about that already.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did you say?
Talked about the comic book and his, him jumping around and doing all his things.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know if Chris touched upon this or not, but animation is incredibly expensive.
Well, if we got to deal with somebody and you,
I don't think that's
no. I'm saying you deal with like some entity that does TV and movies and stuff. That's what I'm saying.
I don't see that ever being a thing.
Oh, I do. 100% I do. 100%.
I'm answering it, so can I?
No, I'm saying 100% I
Okay,
do.
Great.
Because
I'm
of
glad
the.
that you could interrupt
Hold
me
on,
and say it.
because of the character. I think the character would do really well in cartoon.
No, I think he would too. I'm not disagreeing with that. But where we are right now, I don't see it happening in the near term, which is what you interrupted me, what I was about to say.
Oh, I'm going to interrupt you again. Go ahead.
Great.
Hurry.
I love when you fucking do that. It's my favorite thing. I cannot wait till you wake up in the morning with pink eye. Are there any others? Cannot answer that.
Well, love the
well,
no. I already said there's four versions. There's four. So this is 2 of 4. Love the Valentine Skeleton Ghastly. So, hey.
I love the Valentine's Ghastly too.
How tall are these? That's a very good question.
7 inches.
Yeah.
They're 7 inches.
That's next to a Funko Pop box.
They're 7 inches tall.
Yeah.
And I believe they're 7 inches wide.
Yeah. Are they?
I believe so.
Oh, there we go.
Was at a red light behind a car with Maryland plates yesterday and knew immediately where they were from just from the license plate design. Absolutely. Yeah, the Maryland flag is so unique. It's crazy. I'm like way behind in these things. Could you see yourselves doing more plushies like Maryland that are very vibrant and abstract? Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if everything that we do depends on how things sell. So if the plushes come out and nobody wants them, then we're not selling plushes. That's what happened with the patches. We did the patches. We did a Mischief Toys patch and a zombie patch, and they hardly sold. So will we do them in the future? Not in the near term. In the long term, maybe at some point, but the demand is not there at the moment. Yeah, Marylanders are very prideful when it comes to our state flag. It's insane.
It is. Are the 3rd and 4th going to be shown on Patreon call this Saturday?
No.
Well, hold on.
No.
Hold on. We might show one extra, because I do. There is one that I would like to show.
The third and 4th will not be shown. One may.
That's no. I'm saying one of them. One of them, because I think that might be what we show on Patreon, because I don't have much, and I think that would be the best thing to do, is just show you a 3rd version of this character, or of this plush thing that we're doing. So if we like it, can we get some heart emojis in the comment section? I would love to see how many people are super stoked over this. I'm excited for this. This is huge for us, guys. You know, we introduced a new character this year. Another mold, which was the Tiki Ghastly. Now we're getting into plush.
And Demonstro.
That's what I said, a whole new mold. I'm sorry, a whole new character. Yeah. Demonstro, a whole new mold, Tiki Ghastly. And now this. I mean, it's craziness what's going on now, right? Yeah. I mean, there's just so much going on. It's insanity. What other small toy company is producing like crazy shit like this all the time that are only 2 years old? I mean, seriously. Yeah. We're doing really big things, guys. I mean, thank you. We're doing big things. I mean, I hope that everybody is enjoying this, and it looks like you guys are, and I really appreciate this. This love is amazing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Steven, yeah, he is a little big. I like, well, not a little big. He's bigger, and I like how big he is. Yeah, I like the size of them. It's perfect to go like on your kid might want to throw it on their bed, put it up on a shelf next to a bunch of their things. I think that Ghastly, this Ghastly and our little guy Ghastlies, the little final Ghastlies, they just fit. They fit in everything. I think they're just something fun to kind of paint in to your collection. I think it's awesome. Of course, Ashley, of course. Thank you. And I appreciate you wanting to see it. I think that's so cool. I think it's so cool that you guys are like super stoked to see all the things that we're about to do. So thank you for your support. It means a lot to us. Seriously, Ashley.
Anna says, in future years, are we going to do something like Ghastly pillows or Ghastly blankets? No plans for that. Honestly, we might introduce some like different things occasionally, but I don't know if that would be a thing. I like experimenting with things, right, and seeing how things do, and if things do well, we'll keep it. If I think something will do well, it's something that we will do, but I don't want to become the Buc-ee's of toy collectibles, where we have keychains and magnets and fucking onesies.
So I never want to say never. I never want to say never, because if you asked me at the very beginning, will we ever design and sell a plushie, I might tell you that no, we would never do something like that. And here we are sitting before you with 2 plushes of our design. Or from our company, not our design necessarily, but here we are. We're constantly finding ways to bring you something cool and something different and something new to add to your collection for Mischief Toys. So you never say never. And by the way, you guys have I've seen a lot of people talking about ornaments, and I feel like I totally dropped the ball on this because I thought about this earlier in the year and we never really
You
took it anywhere.
probably thought about it 2 weeks ago when you thought about other shit and had me rush it like you always do.
Okay, I mean you can disrespect me like that. That's cool, I guess. But
I mean, at least I'm not interrupting you when you're in the middle of a sentence. You know,
we're disrespectful. We're disrespecting each other.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah, right. Hey. But I think ornaments for sure. I think we'll definitely do ornaments in the future. We do have
fun.
We do have holiday things coming.
Yes.
We do have holiday things coming.
And
so look out for that soon.
We do not have any drop dates. Sign up for the newsletter. That is the best way to be in the know for drops. But of course, we will talk about it as long as we don't decide on a drop before we have a live. Like, there's sometimes where, like, for example, the Sunday before Black Friday, Chris said, oh, we're doing a blind drop and blah, 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 blah. He had in mind that we were dropping the Coven membership on Friday. We didn't even know we were going to drop Flame Ghastly, and it just happened. So there are times where we don't even have the time to actually talk about things because they're very spur-of-the-moment decisions. And why Chris makes me do all this crazy shit, I'll never understand. But
it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, we sometimes make these decisions, and it's like, well, we're insane. So we will keep you up to date on this channel as well as the newsletter. But the newsletter is definitely the #1 place you want to follow.
And Instagram at Mischief Toys, please.
Yes.
Mordom, hell yeah, Tim L. Mordom. Yeah, that's going to be huge next year. If you liked what we showed you of Mordom, the 2D artwork, at the con, or at the event rather, you'll see it on the documentary, a new character named Mordom. It looks like a little death character. He is very important to what we're doing, important to our story, and I think that figure is going to be stupendous. I think people are going to love it. I want to make a plush of him. I want to make pins of him. I'm so stoked. Next year is the year of collaboration and the year of Mordom. So we'll be bringing you all the things. Next year will be double of what you had this year. Next year is going to be the biggest fucking year for Mischief Toys ever. We're going to have a bigger event. We're going to have a bigger New York Comic Con. We're going to have bigger drops. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. Bigger Coven of Mischief stuff coming. It's just going to be bigger and better. And as we continue moving forward, there might be some times where you feel like you're sleeping on Mischief Toys a little bit, but it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Next year, you're going to want to make sure you save a couple bucks in your bank account so you're ready for Mischief Toys.
Can I say something in regards to New York Comic Con?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you guys this now, and it's going to make no sense at this point in time, and it will not make sense until we announce what we are doing for New York Comic Con. But I would, #1, suggest booking New York Comic Con now. I highly recommend it if you are a Mischief Toys fan and just a fan of, like, nerdy shit in general. New York Comic Con is a really great convention. It's huge. There's something for everybody. There's Artist Alley. There are vendors. You can buy t-shirts. You can buy pins. You can buy toys. You can buy Funko. You can buy Loungefly. You can buy Dungeons and Dragons shit. You can buy all sorts of stuff at New York Comic Con. But I'd also like to say you should definitely plan on more than just one day if you are planning on coming to New York Comic Con for Mischief Toys.
Okay.
It's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy.
Not even giving an F for Aria right now. You don't even care.
And I'm not telling anybody what that means.
You don't
and
even
neither
care.
will Chris. So
You're an animal.
I am an animal.
You're an animal. Yeah, we are animals. JB Rice said, a gas and punch bag for Heather to take her Chris frustration out on may be good. Oh my God, she needs it every day. Yeah, so that's it. We stayed on a lot longer than I thought. I wanted to kind of cut it off at like 10:15, but here we are at 11. But we're known for that. Thank you so much for all the support. Appreciate it. Thank you for the love for Plush Ghastly coming very soon.
Yes.
Very, very soon.
Yes.
We're working on some extra little pieces that need to go along with the plushes. Something that we think you guys will love. So working on that. More coming your way before the year is over from Mischief Toys. Actually, a lot coming before the year is over. Believe it or not. I know we are only like weeks away from 2024. But we have more to drop and more to bring you and more to get excited about. So make sure you check out MischiefToys.com. Follow our newsletter. That's the best way to find out new information from us. Additionally, go to Instagram. Follow us at Mischief Toys. And join our group on Facebook, Mischief Toys. You can find it.
Also, follow Gastlecast on Instagram because
Bingo.
we are amazing. And I also posted a reel earlier of Chris's wiener, so go check that out.
Oh, great.
One last question. Dr. Luke says, will both plushies go up at the same time? No. Generally, with any figure that we get or any item that we get more than one, and we put them up at different times. We have stuff sitting back there, figures sitting back there that we received in like August that we're waiting to release. So we have a lot of stuff planned, lots of big plans. And, yeah, that's all.
Don't drop too much. I won't be able to afford gifts from my kids. All your Bob and Paul says. We'll try our best.
Apologize to your kids for us. I don't know.
There's so much coming, seriously. And
Clip some coupons.
The rest of this year is going to be really exciting. So keep a lookout. It's going to be fun. Guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it for your support.
We love you very much.
If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, also hit the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. We post new content every single day. And we go live every Sunday, just like right now, from about 8 to 9 p.m. up until right about this time of night. So
I still got to eat dinner.
I still got to poop. So thank you guys. We appreciate you. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Is Mortem going to be a big bad villain after Demonstro? It's let's just say he and Demonstro are really good friends. How about that? How's that? Maybe good friends, sort of. Bye.